Good kill, good kill. Okay, good kill.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're here in the F-4 Phantom. Once again, I'm really enjoying the Phantom stuff. A lot of people are asking for Vietnam era fights and stuff, so I thought we could do something very similar here. Just a dedicated fight to the Mig-21 alone, and really see what we can do with that. This is the VSN F-4. This is not the Heat Blur upcoming Phantom, just to be very clear about that. And today we're going to be dogfighting a Mig-21. And we're going to try to defeat him in a dogfight. We'll talk a little bit about Operation Bolo in a little bit. Here we go into the merge, and I'm going to use the vertical. We're going to use the power of the F-4 Phantom to climb into the vertical and try to energy trap this Mig-21 right off the bat here. So for anybody who doesn't really know, we got some rounds incoming here. Operation Bolo, this was a thing that the United States Air Force did during the Vietnam War, following very severe casualties after Rolling Thunder, Operation Rolling Thunder in Vietnam, where the MiG-21s were actually very effective in shooting down a lot of bombers, so the numbers needed to be thinned out essentially. And so the United States Air Force set up kind of a ruse, if you will, and they pretended like they were bombers, and the MiG-21s came out to shoot down the F-4s, and they were obviously ambushed. A big dogfight ensued where up to 8 or 9 MiGs were shot down officially, from my understanding. So it was a very good operation for the United States Air Force, because the MiG-21s were actually truly devastating interceptors at the time, and they performed very well in Vietnam, mostly because they were used the way they were intended to be used. I put him in a 2-circle here, and we got him unable to get tone, so I'm just going to go to the vertical. They were used basically as point interceptors, which is exactly what the MiG-21s were. They would show up, they would shoot down, they would intercept, shoot down, and then run away. They wouldn't hang around to dogfight and all that other stuff, especially not if there were F-4s in the area. He's dropping flares here, and I still can't get tone, so once again, we're headed into the vertical. So basically, because they used their MiG-21s as interceptors, they got very good results. The way that you can tell that a MiG-21 is not designed to be a dogfighter is one of the biggest things that gives it away is that it has very poor rear visibility, and that's because it's an interceptor. Nothing is supposed to be back there. It's supposed to be flying forward, shooting missiles, and then leaving. And that's exactly how the Vietnamese used it, like I said. So if you could lure one of these guys, these MiG-21s, into a dogfight, they're actually very vulnerable to the F-4, especially in a 2-circle fight, which is what you see happening here. Nice turn reversal by the MiG-21, and once again, we got the overshoot, so we're going into the vertical where he cannot follow. Having a lot of trouble getting tone on this MiG-21, and once again we have no gun, and again this is to simulate what it would be like for those early Vietnam guys dogfighting in the F-4 and wishing that they had a gun. Gonna try to take them 2-circle here. So what I've noticed so far from this fight, every time I take that MiG-21 2-circle, he gets absolutely destroyed by the F-4. He's also in a very low energy state. I've had him there since the beginning of the fight. He's kind of extending away here. You can see he's trying to extend and build some speed. He knows he's vulnerable. He's popping flares. I'm coming around, and we have tone, Fox 2. And that missile's tracking, and splash one Mig-21. Got him. Whew. Alright, good kill. Good kill. Very, very prolonged fight. He put up a great fight there. And, you know, it's kind of exactly like Vietnam. Whenever the MiG-21s engaged in dogfights with F-4s, they often were shot down. That comes down to pilot skill a little bit as well. But the F-4 did very well in dogfighting compared to the MiG-21, as we saw here. Alright, we'll do best 2 out of 3, so if I win this round, we'll wrap it up. But there's really no reason why I should be losing any of these dogfights. Into the merge here, and I'm going to use the vertical once again. Now that MiG-21 is absolutely no pushover, especially in a one-circle turn. He is a delta wing fighter. He will give you one good turn, that MiG-21. After that, you're in trouble. And, you know, missiles at that time, not as reliable as today. You know, getting tone was very difficult for missiles back then, too. Look at this. Oof. Countermeasure resistance was low back then, so even if you got tone and managed to get a missile off, it probably would have gone for flares. And all of that considered really makes you wonder why they ever thought about not putting a gun in an aircraft. You know, it's overconfidence in your own technology. You know, especially the Sparrow. Like, the Sparrow is one of the worst missiles of all time. And I heard that especially the Asian, you know, environment was not good in terms of humidity and stuff. Is supposedly one of the reasons why they think it had such a high dud rate, the Sparrow. But, you know, imagine being in a dogfight with a guy and you work your butt off to get onto a 6. You fire the missile and it falls off the jet. It doesn't even ignite. You know, that was probably a very common experience back in the Vietnam days. I got this guy in a 2-circle, and you can see we are outrating him, and he knows it. There's the flares. He's reversing his turn looking for the overshoot. And I can't get tone, so, and there he goes. That's a very nice turn reversal by the MiG-21. But I'm going to do the obvious, and I'm going to climb into the vertical here. And I'm going to try to get tone on the way down. And he's very, very low on energy and speed. So he's going to have trouble climbing into the vertical with me. No tone. No tone. No tone. I got no tone. Alright, into the vertical once again. And, oh, he tried to point his nose there. But you see him falling out of the sky. He just doesn't have the speed to climb up here. Because he's constantly maneuvering, trying to force one-circle fights. So naturally he's slow. And whenever, from this situation, whenever he tries to extend, is going to be the fantastic opportunity for me to get in there and shoot the Fox 2. You see him here, look at this. He's kind of trying to get his speed back. Still no tone. Still no tone. Oh my god. what I would give to have a gun right now. And I'm just constantly booming and zooming them at this point. Coming back over top. Constantly trying to maneuver to his 6 o'clock. I don't want to just pull him into the hut every time because that's going to allow him to neutralize. Here he is, dumping his nose. Look at that nose dumped. He wants gravity to rebuild his energy state for him. Give him some speed. He's trying to convert his gravitational potential into kinetic energy here. And he's actually moving on to my 6 from there. A very nice move by that MiG-21. He might actually get tone here. Gotta be careful. I got finger on flares. There's the missile. Flares out and missile missed. That was a close one though. Nice moves. That was going to be his one and only opportunity though, because he does not have the energy to follow me and continue in this 2-circle fight. So I'm climbing a little bit. I've kind of done a spiral, a climbing spiral, which is difficult for him to follow with his low energy state. And you can see now he's forced to extend a little bit. Taking a little gunshots there, that'll miss. Way outside of range. And look at this, we got him in a 2-circle fight, which he is losing. As expected. He does have a little bit of his energy back, but it's not going to be enough as I build my energy. And there he is across the circle. And we got a good old-fashioned 2-circle fight, nose-to-tail fight here as I outrate him. In the circle here, you can see my nose coming around. We're becoming offensive now, just waiting for tone. Give me tone. Tone, Fox 2. And that's tracking, splash 1. Whoa, that was beautiful. Yeah, there you go. Very nice. The Phantom loves to kill MiG-21s in the 2-circle. Very satisfying to work that hard and finally have your missile connect. Splash 1 MiG-21.